I'm Jamie Green, and this is Blessed Savior News. Our opening story tonight is our garden. Let's see how it's going.
Watch how the plants have grown. This one's taller than me.
Well, that wasn't very specific. Let's go live to the field for a more accurate update.
Oh, hey friends, don't mind me, I'm just picking today's harvest of tomatoes. We were a little bit worried about the tomato crop because it kind of got taken over by the pumpkin vines, and the sunflowers required a lot of sun. So we were kind of worried about them, but now they're really taking off, and we've got quite a few ripe tomatoes, or tomatoes that we can ripen by putting in the sun ourselves. So here we go, and we're excited about this. We are also excited to see that despite being taken over by the pumpkins growing in front here, we do have more flowers on our green pepper plants. So we hope that pretty soon those will also develop into green peppers, and hopefully we'll get a couple more of those from that plant right in front of us. But like I said, as you can see, the garden has been taken over by the pumpkin patch. We tried to sneak a peek in there ever so often to try and see what is all growing underneath the pumpkin leaves. We've got quite a few. We've even got quite a few pumpkins here growing on the tomato vine, if you can see this one, the tomato cages. We still have quite a few squash that are continuing to grow. We have little baby ones. We don't have anything ready to pick today. And there's a couple zucchini growing right underneath my feet as we speak. Right, so as we see that we picked this crop as well as some of the other things that we continue to grow, I don't think we have that many more garden updates to bring you, as things are starting to slow down, and now we kind of just wait for fall when the kids are back here at school and we can harvest those pumpkins from the pumpkin patch. We appreciate everybody that sent in squash recipes. We are very grateful for those. Gave us some new ideas for all the squash that ended up just absolutely taking off and growing and harvesting at the same time. We see that our sunflowers are growing tall and a little bit happy. Some are a little bit sad, but we see that the bees in that one are just loving. All right, so we see that as we've picked the tomato harvest, as well as continue to watch some of those on the cages grow, we see that lots of growth is still taking place, but we are also kind of winding down the garden season here at Blessed Savior. We see that there's just a few squash that are still making their appearance, a couple of zucchinis, which are underneath my feet right now. The sunflowers are continuing to kind of just hang out. We see that that one over there has finally opened, and the one right here behind me is on its way to being open and growing into a nice big beautiful flower. We can't wait for the kids to return this fall as we go diving into the pumpkin patch to locate all those fun pumpkins growing for us. But I don't think there's that many garden updates in our future, because obviously growing has done well this summer, but it's also to the point of dwindling down. So we thank you for joining us. Stay tuned the next couple of weeks as we wrap up this year's Blessed Savior Garden. From Jennifer in the field, sending it back to Jamie in the studio.
Thank you for that update. For Blessed Savior News, I'm Jamie Green. You keep growing, New Berlin.